This video demonstrates an application integration with EdgeGallery. We will cover the EdgeGallery pipeline for applications first, and move into sample application introduction, and will finally show the demonstration. We will start with the introduction to EdgeGallery application pipeline. There are two user scenarios supported by EdgeGallery. Scenario 1 is application integration, wherein an application vendor wanted to integrate his existing application with EdgeGallery. Second user scenario is application development, wherein an application developer wanted to leverage EdgeGallery provided capabilities to carry out his application development and deployment. Application integration, or application development in EdgeGallery, is performed in three phases, including application incubation, application repository, and application deployment. We'll look into the application integration flow. As part of incubation, first step is to start an application integration project by providing necessary details about an application, as well as deployment-related artifacts. Next step is to do a sandbox test, wherein an application vendor can leverage EdgeGallery provided sandbox features to carry out application test. Next step is application packaging, wherein EdgeGallery facilitates auto-generation of application package. Then comes the certification test. For this, EdgeGallery provides a flexible means to manage test suites and test cases. Also, an application vendor can select some of these test suites against which he wants to certify his application. Upon successful certification, an application is released to an application store. At this phase, application has been successfully onboarded to an EdgeGallery provided application store. From application store, application can also be federated to a third-party or an operator application store. Next phase is application deployment. As part of this, MEC Application Orchestrator synchronizes application package from the App Store. MEC Application Orchestrator then instructs the MEP Manager to deploy an application. MEP Manager then deploy application to desired node and carries out lifecycle management of same. Let's move to sample application introduction. This demo is going to demonstrate an application integration pipeline with the help of a PCB defect detection application. It is an AI-based application for detecting defective PCB in a production line. For a defective board, defect location and type will be shown. We will now proceed with the demonstration. This is a developer platform portal. To start with an application integration or development, user needs to create a new project. For integrating application, user needs to start an application integration workflow. Basic information about an application needs to be provided, including application name, version, application provider, workload type which could either be a container or a VM, architecture which could be x86 or ARM, industry, application type, icon for an application, and an application description. Upon confirming these information, a new project is successfully added to the workspace. Next step is deployment test, as part of which application deployment information needs to be provided. This could be done using Visual Configuration Tool provided by Developer Platform. With Visual Configuration Tool, Developer Platform will generate deployment YAML based on user-provided application deployment details like application pod, container and application service. If user already have deployment YAML file, then that can be uploaded to the system. Certain checks are performed in order to check correctness of deployment YAML file. Next step is to test deployment of application in either a sandbox environment or a 5G environment. On starting deployment, deployment artifacts are created, test nodes are assigned, application is instantiated, and deployment status of an application is obtained. Deployment result of application is displayed and user can log in to test node using the VNC client to carry out further application testing. As a best practice, it is advised to release testing resource on completion of testing. Next step is an application release. As part of this application package, information needs to be provided. This includes application description file. User can also add traffic rules by providing traffic rule information including traffic rule ID, action, priority, filter type. User can also add DNS rule by providing DNS rule information including DNS rule ID, domain name, IP address type, IP address, TTL. User also needs to provide service publishing configuration for scenario wherein this application is an producer application and wanted to publish a service for consumption by consumer applications. For standalone application like PCB, this step needs to be skipped. Then user needs to save configurations. At this point of time, application package is successfully generated and user can view the content of application package. Next step is application certification. User can certify his application against set of test scenarios. EdgeGallery offers a community test scenario. Also, there are multiple operator-specific test scenarios. For this demo, PCB will be certified against EdgeGallery community test scenario. Community test scenario includes 4 test suites. First one is a compliance test suite which checks application package and its artifacts compliance. Second is a sandbox test suite which checks for application instantiate, termination and other deployment-related scenarios. Third category is a security test suite. All security-related test cases are performed as part of it. Last is performance test suite. If user has a self-test report, he can upload it here. Certification report contains details about the test cases performed and their results. User can also download the certification report. After this, user can publish application to EdgeGallery Application Store. Application has been successfully published to an application store. With this, all operations of developer platform portal is completed and now we can move to next porta. This is application store portal. All published applications including the PCB can be found in application warehouse. User can view details of an PCB application. Can provide his comments and rating for an application. Can also synchronize application to MECM. User can also download application package. In My Apps section, user can manage his applications like modify, delete, etc. As part of application sharing, this application can also be shared to third-party application store or an operator application store. With this, all operation of application store portal is completed and user can move to MECM portal. This is MECM portal. MECM is responsible for application deployment and management. As part of deployment, first step is to synchronize PCB application from application store. Upon successful application synchronization, next step is to distribute this application to desired edge node. Status of distribution can be viewed here. After application is distributed, user can proceed with deployment of application. Details about deployment configuration needs to be provided including application name, application description, and if there are any hardware capabilities which are needed by this application. We can see the status of application deployment. Upon successful instantiation, status will change to instantiated. With this, application integration workflow is completed. We will now proceed with PCB application demonstration. This is deployed PCB application. It is an AI-based application for PCB defect detection in PCB production line. User can select one of the pre-configured factory. User can add a production line for this factory, Provide production line name. And associate a camera with this production line. Then user in can start processing of captured images from associated camera. Every PCB is scanned for defects. Output of scanning will be displayed in monitor. Red light shows that the PCB is defective. Green light shows that there is no defect in the PCB. User can also view the result of the production line. For a defective PCB, user can obtain defect details including defect location and defect type. This concludes the demo about PCB application integration with EdgeGallery. Thank you for watching the video.